Hi folks, we've started again, having technical issues with which way round it wants to appear. Hi Lisa, am I the right way round now? Christine Scott, hello, hello. Yes, better. Okay, good. We've got a tractor passing by with some tatty boxes on. Hi Fearn from Balerno. Catherine Tunkey. Yes, much better. Good. Okay, glad we've got that sorted. We are at Fearn Farm today, and we are going to show you our Highland cows, some sheep, and our holiday house. Now at this time of year, everyone is tired, very tired. We've been lambing, calving, and the farmer is very tired. You gonna get up, John? Come and join us. We take every moment we can to chill out just now because it's been a long spring.
Delighted to have you with us again though, folks. Feeling a little bit jaded. It has been tough, but we're getting there now. Getting towards the end of lambing and calving. It's great to get this far through, and great to get into May. Hope you all wash your face in the dew this morning. We certainly did here. So yeah, we're going to have a look around the holiday house and then wander around the farm and see what's going on.
The sun is shining a little bit today. We've got some cracking clouds in the sky, and we're going to take you over to see the holiday house. So this is the mill at Fearn Farm. Hi Jill Russell. Hi Alan McIntosh. So this end is the wee end, and it sleeps 4 people, and the main part sleeps 10 people. So that's the mill end, and the small end is the wee end. We had an old mill building here quite a few years ago, and it was a working mill, and the field behind me that we were just looking at was actually a mill pond. So it was drained at some point, and we looked at converting the mill building, because it was a lovely quirky building, into a holiday house, but it was just going to be too difficult, so we had to actually demolish it in the end, and we started from scratch. So we tried to keep the footprint very similar to how it was before, and we've got a cracking flexible space for you to come and stay in.
I think it's really important for us as a family and as a business that we do things in the right way, so we haven't held back here. We've done it right, and
it's okay. Just getting a little bit patchy there for a second. So
just go quietly because the night lamb is sleeping upstairs.
This is the hallway. So we've got plenty of storage space for all your coats and boots and things. And through there is the bedroom, bathroom, and in here is our kitchen. So it's a lovely open plan space, a great big fridge freezer, and lots of wine storage down there. It's a breakfast bar, and then through here we have a large table and plenty of seating. And then the sliding doors open out onto the patio. And outside we have our Hebrideans.
So these Hebrideans, guys, were bought 3 years ago as ewe lambs for training sheepdogs. They're really good for training sheepdogs because they stay together. So we got them 3 years ago as ewe lambs, and yeah, they had lambs for the first time last year as gimmers, and now they've got lambs for the second year. And we're well through, we've just got 2 left. There's the Hebrideans, so they're always next to the mill here. It's great to see.
So they're real characters, and they we keep talking about getting a seesaw for them.
Yeah, that's the plan. We're planning putting a seat. The Hebrideans are just some of them. We'll go and see some of the other breeds. Maybe go and see if those guys are going to play a little bit.
They're actually.
I'll go over and bring them up.
I was going to go and chase them up. They are real characters. They're very self-sufficient sheep. They really do just pop their lambs out themselves. Very few problems with them. They are slightly goat-like. Just absolute characters. And you see them just now, especially when the sun's shining. It's quite cold today actually, but when the sun's shining, they just play and chase each other, and they almost jump straight up and down. They're incredible to watch. Very distinctive with their horns. So if you come to stay here at the mill, we try to have something interesting in the field for you to be entertained by. And they certainly are entertaining. Look at the sky today, it's just gorgeous.
Right, we'll jump over the fence here, folks. So this one, I said there was 2 left to lamb, but actually I was wrong. This one's obviously popped the lamb out this morning. Lamb there, this morning. So there we have it, our small Hebridean flock. Just 14 I think inside there, and there's maybe 100 crossbred ewes left to calve. So when we stud but lambing, but now 4, these are 2-year-olds, and we've got 4 yearlings, and they were just bought a bit of fun, have them next door to the holiday cottage for a bit of crack again. Real characters. We've got 2 black ones, which is the original colour for Highland cattle, and we've got 2 red ones. Most of our cattle are polled, so polled means no horns, whereas these girls obviously have horns. And these girls come under the Morangy fold of Highland cattle. So a fold is a herd of Highland cattle. And these ones are named Morangy. They will go and spend some time beside Glenmorangie Distillery. We've got a bit of land in there we look after for Glenmorangie. So this girl normally likes a photobomb, so we'll wander on. We're going to go and find some cows and calves of the Shorthorn and Ling breed. So if you remember what these look like, these are the Highland cattle, and we'll go and find some Shorthorns. And then in between, years ago, they bred Highland cattle with Shorthorn, Highland cows with Shorthorn bulls, and created the Ling. And it was created by the Cadzo brothers out on the Isle of Ling. So it's a great story about genetics, and yeah, they're a really handy, hardy breed, these Highland cows, and the Lings are similar. These girls are quite tame, and hopefully we're going to get them AI'd this year, so artificially inseminated. We've got a friend with some Highland bull semen, and we're hopefully going to get them synchronised and then inseminated. So synchronised means they come in heat at the same time, and then we'll get the AI technician in, and we're going to go years back and get some old genetics into the herd, into the fold. There's the Abbey, Fearn Abbey, just in the background there. Great bit of history of that building there. It was originally at Mid-Fearn, a few miles from here, and they moved it. Imagine moving that building over there. And this was the old schoolhouse. So this was the local schoolhouse for the area. As you see, the mill was there, so a real focal point for the area, and the schoolhouse. And originally, So the mill, this was the mill pond just here, and in the distance way over there, that's Rainy Farm, the trees there, there was a mill laid, so the water came right the way across here into the mill pond, through the mill wheel, which is on the gable end, the left hand gable end there, and then that powered everything and down into the burn. And this was the original main road that we just see here, with the new main road out in the side there. Right folks, we're going to jump in, go for a bit of a tour. There, I feel.
It's quite cold out
So as Fiona mentioned earlier on, we're all a wee bit jaded. We've been working some long hours, so the team's done a really good job both inside and out, just maximising lambs and calves, make sure they're okay and happy and healthy. But we are just getting pretty tired now and needing a bit of a break. So throughout May we will try and recharge a little bit. Quite a lot still to happen. A lot of our wintering cows going away this week back to their homes in the hills, and we've got tailing of lambs and tagging of lambs to do. That can be quite a fun process. The team are at it today. James and Izzy are busy tailing with Freddie and Sarah, Kelly, and who else is there? Rachel Burke. Who could forget Rachel Burke? Rachel and Izzy were the two that were when you were lambing a sheep, which you witnessed last time you were with us. So just taking a tour down here to the lower part of the farm, which is quite heavy land down here. But we'll go down.
Someone's asking what was made in the old mill. So it would have been a flour mill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, flour mill for the local areas.
Local grain would have come here, and it would have been milled on site. So I'm just looking at the field. Oh, John's going to hop out and open the gates. It's good to have a gate gal. So we've got a field of sheep next door and some bigger lambs, which we'll have a look at as well. And over here we've got cows and calves, which we're just about to see. Hi John Prentice, Alan McNeil, Tracy Gale, hello to you all. If anyone's got any questions, please ask.
So we'll go find a spot, folks, and then we'll wander around these cows and calves and tell you a bit about them, a bit about the breeding and why we're breeding, what we do. I know this is Lambathon, but we just thought we'd show you some cows and calves today, just for a bit of variety.
So we've got some, I don't know if you can quite see them there in the distance, we've got some old wartime buildings just on the farm. There's an old airstrip in the centre of the farm called HMS Owl, and it was a World War II airstrip, but there's actually a new grass one which is used by local plane.
Right folks, we're just going to get out here and go and have a look. So, we're going to go find some short-horn cattle here and ling cows as well. I'll just tell you a little bit about them. So we've got about 100 head of short-horn cows. There's a nice calf stretching there. You'll see J45, that's a purebred short-horn bull calf. So we've had these for over 20 years now, these short-horn cattle, and they're very functional. They're great to work with, nice and quiet. And here's a bit of a kids' playground here. And here's the cavalry coming. Look, mums know there's something up, so there's a. Here they come. Look, here's the short-horn and ling calf coming at speed. They know there's something going on. Here they come. Here they come. Who's fastest? Short-horn's fastest on this occasion. Maybe that ling fella just hasn't quite got the legs. Oh no, they're all there now. And here's a ling cow coming through here, so you can see she's quite Highland in colour, so she's a cross between, she's now a hybrid composite breed developed years ago, but as I said, by the Cadzo family over in the Isle of Lyng, between the Highland and the Shorthorn. And we've got a mixture of calves here, mostly Shorthorns. And you notice the one there with the funny colours, the blue colours. So that's out of a crossbred cow, so she's a cross Shorthorn. And she's a great cow, that, for leading the herd, that cow walking away from us. So these Shorthorns will all get, they'll get their pedigree names, and they've all got their wee pink tag in there. That pink tag is an electronic identification tag. So we can actually scan that, and we can easily record data around these animals. And the lings, so there's a ling there, Y36, they'll end up going up either on top of that hill in the background there, and that's where our Scott farming herd goes for the summer, or way up in the background up there, right in the hills there, and that's the RW Durham and Partners herd that we contract farm. We manage them at Scottsburn Farm for the Durham and Campbell family. So one of the big benefits about May is actually getting to enjoy the fruits of our labour, if you like, and go around and look at how the livestock are doing following the spring. And ideally we'd have a little bit more grass. We're a wee bit short of grass at the moment, as you can see. There's not a lot of grass in here. But this is almost becoming a little bit of a sacrifice field here. We're feeding the cows hard here with turnips and silage and a wee bit of concentrates until we have grass elsewhere. Then we'll get them away elsewhere, and they'll take off from the grass then. There's what I would call a really nice Shorthorn calf. I really like that colour. So Shorthorn in colour, the colour of the breed, can be from white, like these two here, to roan, like these two in the middle, and like this one. Everybody likes a roan, to dark red. There's a couple of red ones over there, and everything in between, really. And most of these Shorthorns are polled, so they don't have horns like the Highlanders, and some do have horns, and we dehorn them. Okay. Ah, I see. Yeah, do you want to go and maybe grab that? So that's one of the perils of leaving the pickup in the field. These girls do like a scratch, so that's maybe my tail lights being rearranged at the moment over there, but never mind. You're worth it, guys, you're worth it. So we'll just wander over. These girls just fed them earlier on, so they're all pretty content over here lying down. Hoping to find here, folks. We're going to wander through next door and see what's going on in terms of the lambing field, because we do have some ewes lambing next door. It was all quiet when we had a wee look earlier on, but yeah. So in terms of arable work, which is the crop work we've got on the farm just now, we're just finished sowing spring barley last week, which is you wouldn't want to be any later, but we grow a lot of forage crops for our cows, and so we're having to get the sweds, the forage crop, eaten off, and then the ploughs are in right behind the cows, and then the sower was in behind, and we managed to get things tidied up. So this is the feeding station over here. Just giving these girls well, it was lunch today. Sometimes it's breakfast, sometimes it's an evening meal, but most of the time it's lunch. They've had their grub there. Middle-aged Shorthorn cow there. These girls have all got names, so we've got various different families. We've got the Fairy Clipper, we've got Morel, we've got 4 or 5 other families, and on each tag, so they'll have, for example, that girl L51 there, that's her management tag number. And if you see the FCL on there, you can't quite see it, but it says FCL on one side and FEL on the other side. FCL is Fearn, Fairy Clipper, and FEL is Fearn Elmer. So as you can see, these girls are really docile. They're a docile breed. Hey girls, there's a young 2-year-old a little bit smaller. She's only 2 and she's rearing her first calf. We'll get her to nice grass next week and she'll fairly come on. Hey girls. There's a Monique. Hello girl, how are you? Tremendous history about this breed. Originally from the north of England, the beef shorthorn. And yeah, now all over the world. We've actually got genetics here from Australia and New Zealand. And real characters. We do get quite attached to them. They are here to produce beef, of course, and the beef is excellent from both the beef shorthorn and the ling, but we do get attached to our animals. You'll see the green tubs, folks. These are a high mag tub, just to make sure the cow's got enough mag at this time of year. Magnesium. You can get grass staggers when there's a deficiency. There's a wee belter of a calf there. Look, that roan calf there. Oh, look at him. He's managed to rip his ear already. Rip his tag out already. What a wee hero. We'll need to get him a replacement. That's going to be a decent bull calf there. Here boy, what are we going to call you? So there's I'm not sure what the year letter is at the moment. I'll need to go and look and see what the letter is for the year, but every one of the bull calves in here gets a name, gets its own name, depending on the letter. That's another good bull calf there. So big job satisfaction for us now, going and look at these cattle and enjoying them this time of year. We'll just go for a wee wander through to the sheep field, see what's going on. Hey girls. Yeah, let's go for a wander through here and see what's happening. There's a good question there from Dawn. Do you keep any favourite sheep or cows in retirement when they've stopped breeding? The short answer for that is no. As much as it does, it's sad to see things go. We tend to move things on when they're past their breeding best. Although, now I say that, we do have wee sheepy, who's a Shetland ewe, who's fairly old, very old. We don't know how old she is, and she's certainly been here longer than we anticipated. Although she's got a lovely ewe lamb this year. So, on the whole, no. Once they're done breeding, they move on. Thank you, Fearn McGregor. Great to get a compliment like that. It is very satisfying. It is a tough way of life at times, and it's hard and physical. And at 47, I'm definitely starting to feel it a little bit. But we do love it. We love being here. It's quite a privilege to farm where we farm, and we do enjoy it. And we've got 2 of the kids out working today, out busy tailing lambs. So it's great that the next generation's keen as well. Just if we've got time, folks, we're going to go and have a look next door. Lisa Covey, how long can the cows and sheep breed? Sheep will be with us 6-7 years, and the cows, yeah, can be up to 14. So let me tell you a story here just now. Just have a look at this here. Unfortunately, this hook here, not that one, but I'll tell you, I'll just bear that in mind when I take you out to see this bull just now. So these are our lambing ewes in the section next door. When I talk about sections, so we've got a hot wire up over there. Rosie's got a hot wire splitting the lambing ewes from the ones that have lambed. And these guys have all been born the last few days. They're all pretty young. And you'll see Rosie's numbered them up there. So she knows that those 2 yellow marked lambs there belong to that ewe. And these are all born outside. So when you joined us earlier in April, we were lambing indoors. But now these are all born outside. So they should all be twins in here mostly. Oh, do we still have the bull that we showed at the Highland Show from David Heaps? No, Dakota, and that was a tearful day when he went. We were really sad to see him go. But we've got a lot of progeny from him. A lot of grandsons and granddaughters been used in the herd. So this bull over here, this is a ling. You'll see there a ling bull. We're going to go and see. And he is called Plenderleith Wizard, and is a new bull to us. But on Wednesday night, and he's a ling bull, yep, Wednesday night he had a bit of an incident with two other young short-term bulls decide to break into his field and, well, basically beat him up. So he's a wee bit, feeling a bit sorry for himself. Hey boy. And as you can see, he cut his bum there. Yeah, chap. As you can see, he's got a few stitches. Hey chap. You not having a scratch today? No. So he's a wee bit sore, but Lucy, our vet from Tain, she came and stitched him up, and he should be fine, ready to go in the breeding season, which is coming up. He normally stops for a scratch, but I think he's a little bit grumpy the fact that he was beaten up. He's feeling a wee bit sorry for himself, but he'll be fine. So we talked about the paddock next door and hot wires, and this is what we're talking about here. So we use these electric fences. So this bit here is live. Fiona, do you want to touch that for us, darling?
No, thank you.
No? Go and touch that. Live, it'd be great. Great watching. No, okay. Spoil sport there. So we pull these out, and these go across, and they would split the field, and that's what we use. We were talking about rotational grazing. We use these an awful lot in the summer. And they get carried on these posts, and we sectionally graze the fields and rotate round. And it means we're grazing the grass at the right time when it's at the optimum length. A quick look over the fence there. Now those are Shetland ewes in there. We just tend to leave them to it. And they're all in lamb to an Aberfield tap, and they just tend to get on with it. So they're quite a bunch of characters, to be honest. You can't really move them too easily. And there's our wind turbines in the background, producing power, which goes into a local potato store. And a wee chat here about the hedge we've got. We've got thousands of metres of hedges being planted over the years, and it's all just us doing our bit really for environment. And that is a wildlife corridor that, you know, yes, we're grazing and working this ground quite hard here, and making it produce protein in the form of beef and lamb. But we've got to look after the environment as well, so really important we do that. So loads of hedges throughout the farm, wooded areas, species-rich grassland, ponds. Bird boxes, we put in 100 last year and more to go in. So, how are we doing time-wise?
I think we must be just about there.
Yeah. What time is it? Ah, we're not far off it. Let's go and see this fella again, see if he'll stop for a scratch. He normally does. What are you saying, chap? What are you saying?
He's very vocal, this chap.
Obviously, you've got to know your cattle. You wouldn't want to be approaching anything in the field, guys. I wouldn't recommend it. We know this fella now. He's not in the mood for a scratch today. He normally stops. We're going to have a wander back through these ewes and lambs, see what we can see. We talked a bit about the breeds before, so a lot of these ewes in here would be Hebridean, would be Aberfield cross ewes, and the sires would be, a lot of the lambs would be Aberfield cross, but we'd also have some Romney and Highlander in here as well. There might even be one or two Suffolks. I can't see any, but they're not that keen to hang around today. They're moving away. And you'll find that ewes, you walk through ewes and lambs, they will want to move away and actually just take the lambs to safety, or what they perceive as safety. And what we do in the evenings is we drive round and we just make sure that everything, there's a lamb running to its mum there. We go round in the evenings and just make sure everything's mothered up. So if a lamb has managed to get away from its mum, we'll make sure it's back to its mum for the evening, just in case when darkness comes, there might be predators which might come and take a lamb or two if they're away from their mum. So that's what we're after there, folks. That pair there, that's a nice balanced pair of lambs, a nice ewe. Really, we're looking for everything to have two lambs outside like this. That's what we're after. We've got the triplets and singles inside, so we'll we'll still cross fostering, so we'll try and get a third lamb onto a single, and we've also got the hogs lambing inside as well. Where's your mum? So there's a pair of lambs there, and that's the mum there on the right hand side over there. She knows they're there, and she knows we're here. So she's just checking out, watching us, watching them, and if we walk over towards them, I suspect two things will happen. She'll shout to them, and she's watching us still. Keep going over here, and I suspect they'll run towards her. She'll shout and maybe start coming towards them. What are you saying, you two? Where's Mum? Oh, there we go. We're off. We're off. There we go. And when we get there, we'll have a suck. Yep, that's them having a wee feed. Good. Good. Ideal. So tomorrow, folks, where are we going tomorrow?
Angus tomorrow for the next Lambathon.
It'll be great, folks. Wherever it is, it'll be great. We did both have our minds earlier, and apologies for you tomorrow, guys. But it will be great. We'll certainly post on here in a wee while. Thank you, Virginia from Oregon. Great to have you with us. Caroline might pop that up where we're going tomorrow. Just now, it'd be great. Just go out of the field and leave these guys in peace. So, folks, it's been great to have you with us today. Please ask more questions. Please come and see us in the mill. We've enjoyed being part of Lambathon this year. I'm going to go and have a wee sleep just now. I could do the power snooze this afternoon. Anything else from you, Fearn?
No, thank you very much for joining us, and tune in tomorrow. There is a competition on the Go Rural website to win a farm tour for 4 people. So hop on there and pop your details in and get signed up for that. And yeah, enjoy the Lambathon tomorrow. Thanks very much for joining us.
Can we enter for the farm tour?
I think we probably can.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I love a farm tour. I love a busman's holiday. There's nothing better. Okay, folks.
Thanks very much, guys.
Yeah. Thanks. Cheers.
Bye.